Good morning, my plant-loving friends. Welcome to your Daily Plant Pulse, a podcast-styled series rooted in my deep fascination with plants. Here, plants go through a plant pulse research protocol where we uncover fascinating insights from scientific studies and share them with you. All studies I review are sourced in the description. I'm not a doctor, just someone who loves to research plants and present what I find. Our 9-part series takes you from an introduction to the plant through amazing studies and even an occasional bonus episode. Be sure to check out our Plant Pulse playlist where all of our episodes on all plants will be. And when a plant profile review is complete, explore our Living Library playlist for an in-depth consolidated review. We dig deep into history, forgotten studies, and untold stories so plants can have a voice and their story can be told. Welcome to episode 10, a special bonus episode where we explore the suppressed side of the plant world. Every so often, a plant's story leads us beyond biology and into the realm of history, economics, and influence, where past discoveries met suppression and curiosity collides with control. In these rare episodes, we follow the trails that don't always make the headlines. Patents, policy shifts, conveniently forgotten studies, and stories that quietly vanished from the public's eye. We're not here to speculate, but to observe what's been left unsaid and bring into the light. The truth speaks when it's given the light. Sometimes understanding a plant means understanding the world that silenced it. So let's get started. Today, we are continuing on into a complex and often overlooked section of ecology, chemistry, and regulation, where two yam species, Dioscorea alata and Dioscorea bulbifera, are not just plants, but symbols of a deeper tension. In parts of the southeastern United States, these yams are banned or restricted officially due to their invasive growth, but we'll explore their chemical richness, particularly their high levels of Diosgenin, which may be just as relevant to their legal status as their climbing vines and aerial bulbils. What begins as a story about plant control quickly unfolds into a broader conversation about pharmaceutical influence, regulatory framing, and the quiet power of nature's compounds being suppressed. In several southeastern U.S. states, two yam species, Dioscorea alata and Dioscorea bulbifera, are subject to legal restrictions. In Florida, they are banned. In Georgia, they're labeled invasive. Across much of the Southeast, their cultivation is limited or discouraged. At the same time, other yam species with some similar growth patterns remain legal. Species like Dioscorea villosa and Dioscorea mexicana, which contain lower levels of Diosgenin, are still widely grown and used. The stated reason for these restrictions is ecological. These two yams are known to climb, spread rapidly, and compete with native plants. They reproduce through aerial bulbils and thrive in poor soil, making them difficult to control once established. However, it's worth noting that other yam species share many of these same traits. This raises a question. Why are Dioscorea alata and Dioscorea bulbifera treated differently? One possible explanation lies in their chemical composition. Both species contain relatively high levels of Diosgenin, a plant-derived compound with a long history of pharmaceutical relevance. This has led to some suggestions that the restrictions may reflect not only ecological concerns, but also the potential implications of widespread access to a compound with known and potent bioactivity that cannot be patented or controlled. From a regulatory standpoint, the focus remains on ecological risk. Both Dioscorea alata and Dioscorea bulbifera are considered aggressive growers. They can outcompete native vegetation, reproduce prolifically via bulbils, and establish themselves in a wide range of soil conditions. These characteristics are often cited in official documentation as justification for their restricted status. At the same time, these plants are also notable for their biochemical properties, Diosgenin. The compound found in high concentrations in these species has been studied for its potential to serve as a precursor in the synthesis of steroid hormones, cancer treatment, and other inflammatory conditions. Some observers have pointed out that if Diosgenin were more easily accessible, it could offer an alternative to certain synthetic pharmaceutical pathways. This has led to broader discussions about how regulatory frameworks balance ecological stewardship with the potential benefits of plant-based compounds. The scientific interest in Diosgenin dates back more than 70 years. In the 1950s, researchers documented its structural similarity to hormones like estrogen and progesterone. They also noted its ability to influence cell signaling pathways associated with hormone regulation and some studies, tumor suppression. Despite this early interest, large-scale human trials exploring Diosgenin's potential have not been widely pursued. The reasons for this are not fully documented, but some have speculated that the compound's natural abundance and ease of extraction may have complicated efforts to commercialize it in a traditional pharmaceutical model. Over time, attention shifted towards synthetic analogs, compounds that could be patented and produced under more controlled conditions. As a result, natural Diosgenin was often categorized as a dietary supplement rather than a pharmaceutical agent, limiting its visibility in clinical research and mainstream medical practice. Meanwhile, the plant that contains it, particularly Dioscorea alata and Dioscorea bulbifera, have continued to spread in the wild even as their cultivation remains restricted in certain regions. This situation highlights a broader tension between natural abundance and regulatory control. While the ecological concerns are documented, the potential therapeutic applications of Diosgenin remain an area of ongoing interest and debate. Some researchers and practitioners have suggested that if made more accessible, Diosgenin could support a range of therapeutic uses, from hormone support to inflammation management and beyond. Others emphasize the importance of rigorous testing and regulatory oversight to ensure safety and efficacy. We're just getting started. In the next episode, we'll explore how Diosgenin-rich yams may pose an economic threat to the cancer industry's multi-billion-dollar profits. And we'll ask a big question. Are these yams banned because they grow too fast, or because they contain something powerful that could compete with expensive medications? Stay tuned for part 3. The Pulse continues.